Hello, and welcome back to the Reading Mama. My name is Heather, and today I thought I'd do a quick little video for this week. If you are looking for something to get you in the Christmas wintry mood, I have a couple of reads for middle grade and YA, as well as two adult books that I enjoyed or I'm in the process of enjoying. So let's start with the children's books that are new to us. There are so many great classics out there, and you could go anywhere to find those. So I'm going to just tell you about four that are new to our family that we are enjoying this season. So my 11-year-old is enjoying Nancy and Plum, and I have seen this on lists for years and years and years, and it's really hard to get a hold of. You can't, it's never in the thrift books. It's never an option there, it seems like. And I've heard it recommended. Betty McDonald is wonderful. If you've read Mrs. Pigglewiggle, which is fantastic silliness, then you will recognize that author's name. But my daughter is loving it. Well, this is a story of two orphan girls and their time in a children's home, and it's just some adventures that go along with it. But my daughter said it's funny. It's a very like she's retelling every part of it. Like, she is so interested into this plot. So I highly recommend Nancy and Plum for a good little wintry Christmas story that is fairly quick read. It's about 200 pages. And with not normal font spacing, but like I said, my 11-year-old really enjoying this. I read this last year, and none of my kids picked it up yet, but I'm hoping they will. But it's called The Very, Very Far North, and there is a sequel to this. But it is so cute, so super silly. It's a great read aloud because the chapters are rather short. It's got a few illustrations within. But basically, you're following a polar bear named Dwayne, and he befriends various creatures in the Arctic, and they just go on some really cute and sweet. It's a very gentle read. If you have somebody who's a very sensitive reader, doesn't like the action adventure that I share a lot of times on here, this would be a great one. This is really great read aloud for younger kids. I may start doing that with my 6 and under, because it's that cute and silly. But I think that middle grade all the way up to middle school, and if your kids like something gentle to read, your older kids might too. My older kids like a little more adventure, so that's not for them. But I definitely recommend this as a fun, sweet, silly, very like laugh out loud, silly story. And it's just about friendship, and it's wonderful. Highly recommend. This one only started a part of. It's called The Toymaker's Apprentice, and this is kind of a Nutcracker retelling following Drosselmeyer, who, if you know, he is the one who made the Nutcracker toy for Clara or Marie, depending on your version, and so it just kind of follows his story. It's a thicker book, so a little bit chunkier. I have somebody was reading it and enjoyed it, but it takes place in Germany, and then all the way to Mongolia, and just kind of follows a very kind of a little bit darker, but I don't know if you could go darker, but a little bit darker Nutcracker story retelling with a lot of fun following the Drosselmeyer character and some of the villains that are in the Nutcracker. Another one that I don't have because my 12-year-old is currently speed reading the end in her bedroom, and it is called Nutcracked, and it is another retelling of the Nutcracker, and she is just loving it. It's as Clara and the Nutcracker are leaving after all the wonderful things in the palace and the dances and everything. They're leaving, and then the Nutcracker falls out of the balloon. She's like, I thought it was supposed to be a sleigh. We're working on understanding retellings. And then the adventure that ensues after he falls out, and all the things that go on. So I'll put a picture up here if I can, but Nutcracked has it been so thrilling for my daughter. She's waking up early to read it each morning, just loves it. And she, like I said, she's 12 who's reading it, and it's about, I would say, middle grade level. Upper elementary, she's a little bit slower reader, but I think it's one that would be enjoyed by children of all ages for a read aloud or for adults. So that brings me to my books that I read. I have a few other books that I'm trying to read for Advent. It's going kind of a little crazy. But my fiction reading is enjoyable. So I finished Skipping Christmas by John Grisham. This is my first John Grisham novel, which is shocking, and it was amazing. But I know this is not his typical fare, because if you've seen the movie Christmas with the Cranks with, whatever his name is, Tim Allen and Oh, Jamie Lee Curtis. I think that's who's in it. Maybe not. I might have those names wrong. But the movie was hilarious, and the book and the movie are very similar. The book is better, of course, just because I like how the author, spotlights people's responses at Christmas. Because a lot of times, basically a man is deciding to skip Christmas. Their only daughter has gone away to the Peace Corps right at Thanksgiving, and they decided, you know what, we spent over $6,000 on Christmas last year. Let's save money and go on a cruise because the cruise is half that price. And so they spend the entire month of December not partaking in any of the festivities, and you deal with their coworkers, friends, family, and all and um, their nuances about Christmas. And it's interesting, the part that I liked about the book better than the movie is that when he says no to certain charities about giving at Christmas, he always comes back. Main character, Luther, says, hey, you want me to donate? This is for your camporee, right? So come back when it's time for camp and I'll give you the same or more than what I was going to give you now. And they're still kind of beleaguered and frustrated with him. And it's kind of shows a spotlight on what is our attitude on at Christmas? What are we really focusing on? But if you've seen the movie, then you know that things take a twist. They have all kinds of fun and silliness as they say no to the Christmas holidays. And then lo and behold, twist comes at the end where they have to shuffle around at the end. And it left me in tears. I'm not going to lie. The very ending was poignant and beautiful. So I highly recommend it. It does dive into how we're dealing with Christmas and how we look at things and the different activities that we do and why we do them. But also, if you are going through a breast cancer journey, or you know someone who is that is close to you, this may not be the best choice at the moment because it will leave you in tears, because there is a character who has going through her third round of cancer, and it is terminal. So just so you know, that is a little warning there. Next holiday book is the complete opposite of what I just chose. So that is a funny, lighthearted read. I enjoyed it. It was a quick read. Okay, so it's like 250 pages, but it's pretty short. It was a quick read. These are narrow pages in this one. I enjoyed it. The next was Agatha Christie, A Holiday for Murder, and I'm about halfway through this and really enjoying it. You have a whole family, a wealthy family. It kind of gives me these Knives Out vibes. You have a family gathering for Christmas that normally are kind of distant from one another. And of course, there's a murder and chaos ensues. And it's a Poirot murder mystery, which I love Poirot. I don't know. I think I've only read Poirot at this point. For Agatha Christie, and really enjoy it. So I highly recommend this if you're looking for something fun. It's a very old, kind of ugly picture copy. Don't really want that out where the kids can see because it's a little gruesome. But it has a really great build up at the beginning of each of the characters, which Agatha Christie usually does that very well also. But as they gather at this estate to celebrate a family Christmas, all kinds of strange family ties ensue, and then you have to deal with the murder. And of course, Poirot gets called in to solve it. So I'm hoping, I never can solve these, but I'm looking forward to finishing that up in the next week or so. So those are my holiday reads that we have enjoyed this month so far. There are a lot of other picture books and other books that we've read as a family that we are enjoying as well. But these are some of the newer titles to us. None of them are new titles, but they're newer to us. And so I hope that they will inspire you to go find a book, check out your library. You can also usually find most of these books used, or you can find them online in various places. So thank you so much for watching, and Merry Christmas.